Welcome back to the M2 Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Anthony. My co-host right here is Mr. Kyle Heath. This is the show where we do news of the gaming industry over the last week. One of the things that we're going to be talking about is really just like a little bit of consumer rights campaigns going on. We got a little bit more layoffs from Microsoft. I feel like they're never ending. I know, Kyle, you feel the same way. We got an update on something we covered, I think, in the past. Big deal. Annapurna. Bunch of resigns going on there. Steam is changing things up a little bit to hopefully improve some family sharing. And then we're going to, of course, I think this week's main topic is jump into the PS5 Pro and all the swindling that feels like is going on. And yeah, it's kind of wild, but we're going to get into it. But before we get into it, like, Kyle, have you played any new games? How have you been, first of all? How you doing?
I'm chilling, dude.
What's up?
Dude, I went kind of crazy this week, dude. You'd be happy for me. Not
Heck
gonna
yeah.
lie. Did played, so whatever, like, all the friends were here, we were chilling out, we played this, I think pretty much everything I played was Game Pass this week, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, we played,
Get that money.
the name of this game is leaving me, but essentially it's like a party game where, like, you own a restaurant, and then you go in, you, like, build up the restaurant, and then...
the pizza party thing? No, it's the kitchen something.
I think so. I'm forgetting the name, I don't know why, but
you keep talking. I'm gonna see if I
yeah.
can find it.
It was but yeah, super fun game. Essentially, like, you start off a restaurant, you have like a one menu item, and then you have to survive, like, I think it's like 15 nights or something like that. And then throughout it, you can upgrade
Overcooked?
No, it wasn't Overcooked. Similar, very similar, but it wasn't Overcooked.
Okay.
I feel like it's like similar concept, but instead you actually own one restaurant. And you don't like travel around or anything. So nice little 4-player co-op game. It's a lot of fun. I think we couldn't make it past like
Plate Up.
That's the game, dude. That's it.
I got you, fam.
Yeah, Plate Up. A lot of fun though. It's essentially it's like just party game. It's like a goofy kind of cooking game. You're serving people. You have to do your time limit with everything. So you take an order. There's a time limit there to get their food out to timed. Pretty much everything. You have to stay within a certain time, and you can't like miss customers, because if customers leave, you lose essentially. So it's kind of, you just have to run a restaurant, and I don't know, it was a lot of fun. It takes a lot of coordination, but I really enjoyed it. So we played some of that. A little bit later, kind of I think it was like over this weekend a little bit. I had a little bit of time, so I had to look. We got the console out there. We got Game Pass on the console, so you know I had to check out Call of Duty beta.
Oh yeah, how was that? I meant to get on there. I think I was watching HCS Major.
Yeah.
And I was like doing the Prize Picks gambling on it.
Mhm.
So, dude, yeah, I'll let you keep continuing. How was the beta?
I'm just gonna say this: it's Call of Duty. I played for like 30 minutes, and I was like, "It's Call of Duty," and I ended up hopping to the other game I played. That was Dead Island 2. That's on Game Pass. So, checked out some of that. I'm actually really enjoying that. I'm like, I think I'm like 4 or 5 hours in, something like that. But I'm really enjoying that. That's been fun to hop back into that world, because I haven't played since Riptide, and that was years and years ago. So, but yeah, Dead Island 2, dude. It's it's one of those things. I didn't go with high expectations, but I'm actually really happy with the game. So definitely gonna keep playing.
You got me inspired, man. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, cool. I don't know, dude, it's fun. And dude, like, that game on a 4K TV with HDR and everything, it looks amazing. So yeah, it's been fun to take advantage of that resolution for sure. So
heck yeah, dude, that's so sick.
The couch gaming's in full effect, man. What can I say?
Yeah. I need to figure out how I need to get myself like a new TV. I think we're due. My TV in there. It's actually funny. I remember what was it? Mixer. I used to stream in the living room on my console using Mixer before I got like a PC
That's
set
crazy.
up. Yeah, so it's like that TV's kind of old. I think I got it like 2015, 2016. It was like my first big purchase when I moved into like a bedroom, like a single bedroom by myself. My own individual place. I was like, yo, I need a TV. And I got like this nice TV that was on a deal, and I was so happy. And I was playing Overwatch, getting cooked. Terrible. But I actually knew how to play like Lucio really well, so I was having a good time.
And just bumping the music, helping your teammates. I see.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I'm trying to think. I think that was really all I played. But dude, 3 games? Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
That is
You
pretty
already
impressive,
know.
man.
It's
I'm proud of
impressive
you.
for me.
That's so sick.
After
Yeah.
that streak of just not playing. So, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Feels pretty good. But I gotta know, dude. Did you get any Halo in? I mean, I'm assuming so.
Not okay, so kind of, but not really. So like I told you right before we started, we were looking at doing rentals and like checking out doing tours of like houses and townhomes and like apartments. So I was kind of busy doing that kind of stuff. We got football back in session, so I was watching a little bit of games and honestly just trying to take it easy. I've been consuming a lot of like video game content. I've been watching just like PC building stuff like um always that stuff I absolutely love watching. Watched a buttload of YouTube on Saturday. Like, I looked at my watch time today, and I think on Saturday alone, because I had multiple streams up at once because I was watching the ACS and they have 4 different streams. So what I'm about to
That's
say is gonna sound bad, but it's like it's not as bad. I think I put in like 26 and a half hours on Saturday alone. Yeah.
this guy's
So
crazy. This guy's
it was
crazy.
wild. But I did go out and see like Deadpool 2 on
Oh, there you
Wednesday.
go.
That was a good
There you
time.
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that movie.
It was a good time. Yeah, I think I've been doing a buttload of stats, getting ready for the HCS Worlds, and just trying to get like analytical with it, understanding which teams might win, which ones won't. I don't know. I'm
Dude.
liking prize picks and esports betting. I think it's fun.
All I'm saying is I saw
Mm.
your bad beat on Twitter. That's all I'm saying. You got
Oh
a
yeah,
bad
yeah,
beat. But
yeah.
hey,
Drunk got me,
Worlds,
bro.
you got him in Worlds though, I'm telling you.
Yeah, dude popped off. I was watching the whole thing and like I was like, dang, he's popping off. Like I'm happy for him that he's doing well, but also just like don't do too well, man. Like chill out, bro. Like brother, chill. So
Brother, chill.
yeah, man. Outside of that, just like I've been chilling, man. I went to go see Porter Robinson last night in Charlotte. That
Oh,
was pretty sick.
that's awesome.
Fantastic show. Bit of references to video games in there, like the 8-bit, 16-bit style, like art style he does.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Just made me want to go home and like play the Super Nintendo. Just like go full
Yeah.
retro. Very cool. So that's basically what I've been up to. My plan is to get back into like Counter Strike. I was playing that a little bit, and then a game I haven't played in a long time is Rocket League. So that's on my bucket
Oh,
list. I got to get
okay.
back on.
Okay. I
But
like it.
yeah, yes, sir. But enough about me. Enough about the updates, dude. Why don't we jump into the news? What happened this week?
Oh, we can get into it for sure. Listen, got a lot of ground to cover, but we got to start off with a little bit of an update. Because I know some time ago we had talked about the crew and kind of the issues that were going on with
Yeah.
their games going offline. Everyone's criticizing Ubisoft, like, you're killing this game, like, what's going on? So
Mhm.
there was many games affected, so there's an update.
Yeah, they're
So this comes from Games Radar, Dustin Bailey. He said after 350,000 signatures in an EU consumer rights campaign, Ubisoft is adding offline modes to the crew games, but not the now dead original. That's unfortunate, but hey. Let's get into it, shall we? We heard your concerns about access to crew games. They said, earlier this year, Ubisoft shut down the servers of the crew, leaving the always online racing game completely unplayable, even to those who'd already bought it. Backlash to this decision has spawned a massive consumer rights campaign that's now seeking 1 million signatures in the EU, and in the wake of the response, the devs are adding offline modes to newer The Crew games, but not the now dead original. We heard your concerns about the access to crew games, Ubisoft says in a message on social media. Today we want to express our commitment to the future of The Crew 2 and The Crew Motorfest. We can confirm an offline mode to ensure long-term access to both titles. Stay tuned for more news in the next months. This all comes in the wake of the Stop Killing Games initiative, a consumer rights campaign that has been reaching out to global lawmakers in hopes of prohibiting publishers from completely revoking access to games players have already purchased. Campaign's latest effort is in the European Citizens Initiative, which in short allows issues that are reached a certain level of support across the EU to be presented directly to lawmakers. The ECI has reached 348,502 of the 1 million signatures required for it to move forward. Ubisoft hasn't directly addressed the campaign here, and importantly, they're still not bringing back a playable version of the original crew. But this corner's company sites are certainly tied up with the whole campaign. I don't want to give my hopes up, YouTuber Ross Scott, who has spearheaded the Stop Killing Games effort, says on Twitter. But I'm hoping this is in response, which to which way the wind is blowing on consumer agencies in multiple countries investigating the legality of disabling the Crew 1 sold as a one-time purchase with no expiration date. DSA says its members won't support the one form of the game preservation that might actually work. Progress, Mike. Progress.
Yeah, it's good. I I think this never would have happened if it wasn't for the outrage, the justifiable outrage.
Oh yeah, for
It's,
sure.
it upsets me a lot when it comes to like always online games. And the moment they take off the server, it's like you lose access to the game. That's such BS. So to see like again, it always feels like it's always the European Union that's leading the charge for consumer rights. It's like the US ain't ever doing that ever,
Yep.
it feels like.
Yeah.
So as long as somebody's making that effort and then hopefully it becomes an industry standard across the board. Like a good example of this, not exactly video games, but like most people have an iPhone. It's like the most popular style of phone you can have. They got rid of the iPhone only jack
Yep.
because
Lightning
of the
port.
European Union ruling. Yeah, they
Yep.
got rid of it. So now you have to have a USB-C. There
Yep.
needs to be a universal
Yep.
standard. And it's like, dude, that's so nice.
Yeah.
So nice to have.
It's very nice to have, but yeah, I think I don't know. Yeah, this is very much giving the Helldivers 2 vibe. Sony,
Yeah, dude.
whenever there was so much backlash for having to link your account, and they were just like,
Mhm.
yeah, you don't have to for this game, but they haven't changed it for all the games, right? It's like just that game. They're like, all right, fine, we won't force you on this game, but yeah, dude, it's given that similar kind of vibe, I think. But yeah, man, it's interesting to see. I mean, seeing some progress here. It's like I said, I think you kind of mentioned in the article. It's like I don't feel like it's probably going to catch on as people think it will, but and maybe it's a start to kind of get some discussion going and at least be
Yeah, I
like,
think that's
save a couple games.
yeah. I think that's where I'm at as well. Just to have the discussion going on is a step forward because there was no step anywhere. There was just
Yeah,
nobody was talking about it really. It's like a handful of consumers or other gamers were just like, yeah, that's BS. We're so tired of it, but it would always fall on deaf ears because it never impacted them. So it's like The Crew is a very popular, like well-known franchise or IP. So when it happens to their fans, it's like, wait, what? Like you can do
yeah,
that? And
yeah,
then yeah, it
yeah,
happens, man. It's only a matter of time.
yeah, yeah. You could say that again, man. It really is. I think so. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's good progress, but there's some more progress to be made. And there's some more games to preserve, Mike. Still more.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Always.
Microsoft's not preserving something though. Once again, yet again.
This is coming from IGN over here. This is basically uh, a common theme for the year. I mean, we said it early on in what had to be in January or February. We were like, this is going to be the year of the layoffs. And point
Here we
proven.
are.
Another article coming out about Microsoft laying off another 650 staff from its video game workforce. And Xbox boss, Phil Spencer, sends memo to the staff. No games have been canceled or studios closed this time, though. So take it how you want. But it's kind of like a sort of a lengthy article. Let's get into what one the memo is and a little bit of more context to what happened. So this is coming from Wesley Yin Poole. We covered multiple of his articles came out this week. It is starts off by saying Microsoft is laying off a further 650 staff from its gaming business, according to a memo sent by Xbox chief Phil Spencer on September 12th, and it was obtained by IGN. So, in the memo, Spencer said the roles affected mostly corporate and support functions and were made to organize our business for long term success. He clarified that no games, devices, or experiences, aka games, basically, are being canceled, and no studios are being closed as part of these cuts. These latest layoffs mean Microsoft has let go 2,550 staff from its gaming business since acquiring Activision Blizzard for $69 billion in 2023. In his memo below, Spencer made it clear, or makes it clear, that the cuts are related to the acquisition.
Dang.
He said people would get laid off because of the acquisition. That's kind of how they went through with the acquisition in Europe. The little like, we don't foresee anything. Like,
Here we are.
businesses are going to do what they want to do. Here is the email that Mr. Phil Spencer, one of the goats that we always like talk about. how he's doing things right by Xbox. This is the email that he sent out to his staff. For the past year, our goal has been to minimize disruption while welcoming new teams and enabling them to do their best work. As part of aligning our post acquisition team structure and managing our business, we have made the decision to eliminate approximately 650 roles across Microsoft Gaming, mostly corporate and supporting functions, to organize our business for long term success. I know this is difficult news to hear. We are deeply grateful for the contributions of our colleagues who are learning they are impacted. In the US, we're supporting them with exit packages that include severance, extended healthcare, and outplaced services to help with their transition. Outside of the US, packages will differ according to location, i.e., local government authority regulations.
Yeah.
um, that's what that means. So, with these changes, our corporate and supporting teams and resources are aligned for sustainable future growth and can better support our studio teams and business units with programs and resources that can scale to meet their needs. Separately, as part of our running the business, there are some aspects to other teams as they adapt to shifting priorities and manage the life cycle and performance of games. No games, devices, or experiences are being canceled, and no studios are being closed as part of their adjustments today. Throughout our team's history, we have had great moments and we had challenging ones. Today is one of the challenging days. I know that going through more changes like this is hard, but even in the most trying times, this team has been able to come together and show one another care and kindness as we work to continue delivering for our players. We appreciate your support as we navigate these changes, and we thank you for your compassion and respect for each other. I mean, that is the most HR corporate giant conglomerate MR
I was about to say it, dude.
Microsoft
I was about to say
speech
it.
ever.
I was about to say it. Like I'm just listening to it. I'm just like, dog, who wrote this?
Yeah.
Wasn't
This
Phil,
is
dude.
like what's wild is like this is night and day different between what the Bungie CEO said.
True.
The
Yeah.
Bungie CEO just basically came out and he took accountability. He was like, "Yo, I messed up.
It's really hard, dude.
We did this wrong. We hired too many people. We expanded too rapidly, and because of this, like expansions didn't succeed. We're like falling behind. We gotta figure this out." And also, Sony probably corporate overlords came over. And was like, "Fix this,"
Yeah.
you know. It's the same thing Microsoft is doing to Xbox.
Yeah. I feel like that's about to be the benchmark of apologies, and like these kind of
Yeah,
things. Like, yo, remember what Bungie did? Remember what that
yeah,
happened?
yeah. He still make no mistake. The CEO of Bungie still got some flack because of all the cars that
Oh
he
yeah.
owned.
Yeah.
Like there was
Definitely
like
not perfect.
outrage for
Definitely
that.
not perfect. That guy's.
No,
Yeah.
but it's like the message was a little bit better than this.
Yeah, but you could
Like,
tell it
there's no
was like he
soul in
wrote it.
this.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
this one
like no
is just
soul in
like,
this.
yeah,
I
this
felt.
was just like corporate. Like, yeah,
Yeah, okay, we get it. You're structured. You're an old company. Like you're not allowed to have a personality. Okay, we get it. But there's some more context. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. So these cuts follow the already eye-watering $1,900 sorry, not $1,800, but 1,900 people were laid off. Microsoft made to its gaming business earlier this year and continue the video game industry's torrid time of late. Microsoft closed Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks. Um, that also didn't we just cover that they actually got picked up by a
yeah.
different publisher, so they're okay.
Well, they talk about that in the
And
next sentence.
oh, fantastic. Good. Okay. And Redfall developer Arcane Austin as part of those cuts. PUBG publisher Krafton later picked up Tango Gameworks, saving around 50 of the 100 staff. I mean, that's good. Speaking to IGN in June, Spencer said, "I have to run a sustainable business inside the company and grow, and that means sometimes I have to make hard decisions that frankly are not decisions I love, but decisions that somebody needs to go make." Like that is your job as a CEO for sure.
For sure.
100%. But my man, you said that in June, right? You didn't say that 2 months later. It was 3 months later? July. 3 months later in this letter to staff who are finding out for the first time that they're getting laid off,
Yeah.
you know? Like that's a lot of people getting laid off in a very short amount of time. I would be freaking terrified if I'm working in the gaming industry. But yeah, that's basically the update of what's going on at Microsoft. I assume there's going to be more and more layoffs. Shutting down studios like
Yeah.
a couple of months ago and then laying off even more. How many? 650? Come on. Come on, bro. I mean, this is just going to be the growing trend. I keep saying glowing. growing trend going forward of just games are going to get canceled, studios are going to crumble. I mean, one of the things that I kind of wish we had in our list was how what happened to Ubisoft. I mean, this it's separate from what Microsoft's done. Microsoft was like flying high. They're a profitable company. They make really good games and they acquired a massive, massive entity. So they got to make cuts where they can to like get rid of one what's it called?
Get rid
Redundancies is what it's
of
called.
it's yeah.
Yeah. Get rid of redundancies, become more efficient. It's like, yeah, this happens with restructuring and the merging of companies. But what's happening with Ubisoft right now is just like they're losing investors because they don't make good games. Straight up. So it's different, but it's like they're not making good games when the gaming industry is struggling across the board. That is a terrible combination. Microsoft makes good games. They also make software that everybody uses and needs, but
Yeah.
Xbox as a whole is still profitable. Like they have other things to fall on besides games.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
yeah, what do you think, man?
Ubisoft has Assassin's Creed, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you know that's
people outraged about Shadows because of stupid stuff. In my
yeah.
opinion, just let it slide, bro. It's not that big
Yeah.
of a deal.
Yeah, I mean, look, it seems like the rest of his article kind of talks about like Microsoft's state right now and like how, it's like earnings probably aren't the best. Console wise,
Nope.
obviously, that doing bad. And that's just because, Spencer make the is Phil Spencer said they're making the multi-platform push, baby. I'm just trying to get on everything. So
Yeah.
it's kind of
And
their motto.
the sad thing is about just corporatization in the United States. It's not about whether or not the profits are good. It's that you're always growing. The
Yep.
the percentage is all that matters. It's not about the profit margin because Microsoft is one of the most profitable companies on the planet. It's not about profit. It's about does my stock number go up? How do I make my
Did
stock
you
number go up?
grow though? I know you got profit, but
Yeah.
did you grow though?
Yeah. Did you like reinvest? Because if you're not reinvesting, then I mean you're not going to grow. You're going to be left behind. So we can't have that. It's like, well, how do we grow? It's like, well, I mean, if you're not growing, if you're not increasing that profit, I guess we got to start cutting back,
Yep.
start cutting off the dead weight. It's like, but that dead weight has a family, bro.
Listen,
like, what?
it's
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 cheaper
so
for it's cheaper for us to just lay all these people off and give severance and all that than
it really
keep
is.
them on,
Yeah. Make no
which is
mistake when
which is
they do
crazy.
this.
But yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's cheaper for them to give you a severance package than to pay you health insurance.
Yeah, long term.
That's what it comes down to.
Mm. And it's still, dude,
Like
like the numbers we hear all the time, whenever there's like these huge layoffs and all this severance and all that, when they total out everything, it's like that's a lot of money. But like in retrospect to keeping them
it's not a
on and
yeah.
year over year, it's like it's a lot less. So it's like
Well, yeah, because
crazy.
it's not just like the severance package that you're losing. You're losing every paycheck, them like matching your investments into a 401k
But
or
yeah,
like a
that too.
Roth
Yeah,
or like your general coverage for health insurance or any type of employee benefits. Maybe they're like they do free food on campus, you know?
yep,
It's like now you less mouths to feed. Like
exactly. Yeah,
that's the thing.
it adds up.
But it's easier calculation because that costs way more than 3 months of your base salary.
Yeah, sure does.
So that's how they it's so messed up and
Oh, it's
it's
crazy.
really sad because it's not about humanity, it's about the profit margin.
About that number, it's about that
It,
number, brother.
it is. I'm curious to see who they made a very distinct point to point or stuff that are easily replaceable or like businesses, not business, but like sales
Mm,
guys. I don't know something.
yeah,
Why would you get rid of the people making you money?
that's what I'm
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Yeah. You just froze for
Yeah.
like 10 seconds for me. So it was just like I had no audio and then I'm just frowning. So I'm glad you're back, Mike. I'm glad you're back. I thought I lost
Oh
you, dude.
no. Did you lose my voice too?
Yeah, yeah. I was like, so that they'll see me frowning. If you're watching the video right now, you'll see me like frowning for like 10 seconds because I
See,
just...
here's the thing. I saw all of that happening.
Oh, really?
There's zero issues. Yeah, I didn't
Oh
notice
man.
anything going on.
No, now for me it was
Yeah.
like you froze, and I can't remember the face you made, but it was like a you're like mid sentence or something. It just froze, and I was like, "What?"
Hey, well, we found the thumbnail
Yeah.
for this article.
Man.
All right.
Anyways,
Well, I was just doing a little rant. It's not
yeah.
that big of a deal, but
Listen,
it's unfortunate.
yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Like, I want Xbox to do well, but this is. I just hate to see this stuff, man, and it's just not gonna end seemingly.
Yeah, it's really not, and it actually ties into the next article that you're going to be covering about. It's not layoffs this
It's
time.
not even a layoff. Yeah, that's where
No,
this is crazy. It's like not even a layoff.
it's like a
But
staged walkout, dude.
listen, this is Jason Schreier at Bloomberg, baby. We got a nice little Bloomberg article for everyone today. Yeah. So, Annapurna video game team resigns, and yeah, that's an entire team talking about just resigns. They're leaving partner scrambling. Megan Ellison-led firm sees staffers quit after spinoff talks fail. So let's get into this. The entire staff of Annapurna Interactive, the video game publishing division of Megan Ellison's Annapurna Studio, resigned this month following a dispute with its owner. Annapurna president Nathan Gray and his team have been negotiating with Ellison, daughter of billionaire Larry Ellison, to spin off the video game division as an independent entity. When Ellison pulled out of the negotiations, Gary and other executives resigned and were followed by around 24 other staffers. All 25 members of the Annapurna Interactive team collectively resigned, Gary and the group said in a joint statement. This is one of the hardest decisions we've ever had to make, and we did not take this action lightly. The spokesperson of Annapurna confirmed that it had explored a spinoff and said the parties failed to reach an agreement, which led to the resignations. Quote, our top priority is continuing to support our developer and publishing partners during this transition, Ellison said in a statement to Bloomberg News. We are committed to not only our existing slate of games, but also expanding our presence in the interactive space as we continue to look for opportunities to take a more integrated approach to linear and interactive storytelling across film and TV, gaming, and theater. The exodus has led to chaos as game developers partnered with Annapurna to try to figure out what this means for their upcoming projects. As a publisher, Annapurna is responsible not only for funding the games, but for handling services such as quality assurance, adapting the products for local markets, and marketing. Over the past few days, game makers working with Annapurna have scrambled to find new points of contact and figure out whether the company will continue to honor its agreements. Spokesperson said that all existing games and products will remain under Annapurna. New president Hector Sanchez has told developers that the company will honor existing contracts and replace staff who have left. According to people who asked not to be identified because the conversations were private, Sanchez, originally a co-founder of Annapurna Interactive, was brought back last month. Annapurna's video game division has developed a reputation for publishing critically acclaimed titles made by small teams, racking up awards for games such as Outer Wilds, Stray, and Cocoon. Last month, Annapurna announced a deal to partner with the Finnish gaming company Remedy Entertainment to bring the critically acclaimed Control and Alan Wake franchises to film and TV. The Hollywood Reporter said earlier that Annapurna Interactive's top executives had quit, but not that the entire team had departed. I just gotta say, dude, Outer Wilds, Cocoon, great games, Stray.
And dude, Stray, all those games are really good.
All those games are bangers, dude. Just saying. Straight up. Yeah, Outer Wilds especially. Yeah. Dang, dude. Dang, Mike. That's a statement. You want to make a statement, dude? You just walk out. You just give up.
That's I don't. How would you handle that if you're the president? So, like everybody's just like, I'm out.
Everyone's just like, oh, I'm out. Yeah, dude. That's something, man. That's something. It's quite the statement, and you know, just it's like it's crazy. It's crazy to think what will happen and what other like bombshells of games are being made, and now it's just like what kind of delays will happen there, and it's wild to think about.
Yeah, that just goes to say it's like somebody made a mistake, like a massive, massive mistake. Like just staging a walkout and be like, we can do this better and without you. Bye.
Oh man, that's yeah. That's I don't even know what to say because it's just so like you don't hear stuff like this often, especially the way the industry is now. You really don't hear stuff like this. It's like it's gotta be bad.
I've seen this happen before. Actually, in the company that I work for, they acquired another small firm, The other small firm at the time was really unhappy with their current leadership. So when they got bought out and they merged with us or we took them over, yeah, it was more of like a takeover than it was a merge. They wanted to like they gave the company I work for like the benefit of the doubt. Like their previous owners just got bought out. So they're like, maybe change will come. And the change wasn't immediate. So what ended up happening is like after 2 or 3 months, everybody left at around the same time. They took like 10 people and just went
Dang.
and did their own thing and took their clients. And it's just that's what happens, man. It's like if people are unhappy and there's no change, they talk. I know, like,
Well,
if they're in the office every single day, you're sitting next to your buddy, it's like, yo, this is kind of BS, man. I'm not into this
yeah, like,
anymore.
what do you think about this?
We like this doesn't make any
Hmm,
sense. They're making decisions that like doesn't help me as the producer, like a production element of the company. Like I'm producing the products that we sell, kind of thing. It's like you're not helping me. You're only thinking about the
like,
numbers and what the
I'm
numbers say.
going crazy right now. They're just
Yeah,
not recognizing
help me, help you. And it's
it.
like, and when it gets to the point you feel like you're not being heard, hey, sometimes you just get you and the boys and you're out.
Yeah, it's like,
That's what
look,
happens.
we want to do this spinoff. We want to do this branch off. It's like it makes so much sense, but you're just so against it. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, that's just what happens. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth.
It really is, dude. It's well, yeah. I don't know, dude. Ellison, what are we doing, Ellison? What are we doing over here, Megan?
Yeah, there's
Gosh.
gonna because this is I mean, this is breaking news that you said, right? So,
Yeah, it's like literally
and
last updated
Schreier's on
an
the
hour
job.
before recording this.
Yeah,
Um,
and Schreier's on the job, so we're gonna hear more information, I think.
yeah, I'm sure.
It's gonna take some time, but more things are gonna get leaked. This doesn't happen with that many people just banding together. Like, there's 25 of us that got together and said, "We're out. We're leaving."
Yeah.
One
I
of them
mean,
is gonna tell the full story of like what all came down because it feels personal.
yeah,
It's
I
just
mean, it was like I pulled this article and it literally got the statement, like the update statement came in like 30 minutes later after it was published. So it's like it's
oh,
still
okay.
updates coming in. So
Yeah, it's the developing story, that's for
yeah,
sure.
but yeah, dude. But Annapurna, it's like every time I see, for me, it's like I hear Annapurna and I'm like, okay, that's like a becoming a big name now, especially in indie, right? It's like
Yeah,
it's like as good as it
it's a
gets. Like
massive name. Yeah.
so, yeah, you're
Apparently,
just
it's
like it's
also a mountain range up in Nepal. I don't know if you knew that, but
time to go to Annapurna, dude.
yeah,
That's what it's named after, I bet.
yeah,
These
yeah. I mean,
Napoleons.
the entire staff up and dip, dude. Crazy.
Some crazy
Okay,
stuff, man. Listen, it's crazy stuff, but what you can do on Steam now
it's even
might be
crazier.
even crazier, dude. I mean, we've kind of had this functionality, but like this is different now.
Yeah, this comes from the man, the myth, the legend, Jay Peters over there at The Verge. This is about Steam's improved family sharing is out now for everyone. The Steam Families feature lets you share games with multiple people, manage parental controls, and approve requests to buy games. For a while, this wasn't really available, you know. Xbox had it for the longest time, and I'm pretty sure you have a PlayStation, don't you? Or you've used one. Doesn't
Yeah,
PlayStation have these abilities too? I think.
believe so. Yeah. See
Yeah.
why not?
Consoles are more likely to get it, I think, because a console is something that you share with a
It's a
family.
household item, right? Yeah.
It's a household item that everybody uses. It's like
Yep.
using the toaster, man. Everybody's gonna use it.
It's
So
shredded.
this is a short but sweet little article about basically what's going on over at Valve and Steam. So Valve's new Steam Families feature is now available for everyone following a beta launch earlier this year. I actually got invited to that. I didn't use it though. So
This guy. He could have gave us
yeah,
intel. Listen, everyone.
probably could have.
This guy could have gave us the scoop, dude. He just didn't.
It actually shocks me sometimes when I like log into my emails. I'm like, I got invited to that. Oh wait, and then I
Yeah.
click it to like see how it is, and then the beta or the invitation has expired. Like it's done. I'm like, dang, I would use that, but I gotta pay attention more. So, with Steam Families, parents are able to share games with their families, manage parental controls for their kids, and approve requests from their kids to buy Steam games. Imagine that.
I'll imagine that, dude.
Yeah, Sony could learn something, or was no, it's
Listen,
Epic Games could
listen,
learn something
Fortnite
here.
kids.
Yeah,
Or Fortnite
exactly.
parents.
They're giving them the credit card.
Oh, dude.
Okay.
Jeez.
Remember that article we covered, what, like 6 months ago about the kid that racked up about 5 grand
The best
in skins?
parenting this side of the Mississippi, dude.
And then they blamed Epic Games
Yeah, I know.
in
It's like,
Fortnite. It's
sorry, dude.
strategic. They're trying to take advantage of our kids. It's like, why does your kid have why does your 12-year-old kid have your credit card, bro?
Why don't you look in the mirror, ma'am? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No responsibility. Unbelievable. So the big improvement with Steam Families over Valve's previous family sharing setup is that multiple people can play games from a shared library at one time. So
Oh,
if I'm playing Balatro, which I have no idea what that is, and my partner, who is a part of my Steam family, wants to play a Ranger, why is he choosing
the
the?
most obscure titles.
Yeah, come on, man. We can both play those games at the same time. However, if
That's
my
sick.
partner wants to play Balatro while I'm also playing it, she'll need to buy an additional copy. With Steam Families, you can play shared games offline too. Interesting.
I think this is
That's
sick.
pretty cool.
I feel like I don't believe this kind of feature was available with the previous like family share. It was like if
Yeah, I
someone's
don't think so
playing,
either.
it locks. If like someone else is playing games, it locks your
It
library.
locks.
Or
Yep.
like, and then if the owner like is playing a game, like no one else in the family can use it. So this is different. I mean, people are playing two separate games, then
Right.
there you go. You can do that now. So I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's a really good idea. And it's even going to get better. This is going to become, I don't think it was initially valuable because most of the time, if you're playing on Steam, you're playing on your PC or a laptop. So
Yeah.
if you're and now with like handhelds becoming more and more like common and all the handhelds that we've like followed and talked about on the show, they all use Steam or they can use Steam. So this becomes way more valuable. It's like this is awesome to see. Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Sure is, dude.
Yep. So let's continue on. Only a couple more paragraphs here. So Valve says that Steam families are intended to contain your immediate family and that they can include up to 6 close family members. Each member of a Steam family will have their own save games and earn their own achievements. That's actually wild. Adults can leave a Steam family at any time, but if they do, they'll have to wait a year before they can start or join a new family. Children can only be removed by Steam Family by an adult or with the help of Steam support. Um, in a video, Valve says that the old family sharing feature will be retired eventually. So if you've been using that, you might want to set up Steam Families instead. You can start using Steam Families by updating Steam. The newest Steam client update has a handful of other updates too, and it includes a redesigned screenshots manager. I never use screenshots, so that doesn't affect me.
Dang,
I
dude.
use screenshots, but I use Windows screenshots.
Yeah. You don't use good old
Yeah.
F12 or whatever it is.
No.
It
Print
goes. It
screen.
does a little ticket whenever you
Get
when you're
that
playing a game.
nonsense out of here,
It's like,
brother.
oh, I like this moment. Ticket. No. Saver. But yeah, dude. I mean that's. I mean, hey, dude, this is much improved. Mike is blinded over. This
Sorry.
guy's blinded by
Try,
the
try,
light.
trying to make it entertaining for the people on video. Check us out on YouTube or what's the other one? Spotify. Spotify
Yeah.
video.
Oh man, but like this is the thing, Mike. This new Steam families, dude. This is it's next level. I think just the fact that people could be on the same Steam family now and they could share the libraries and they could play each other's library as long as it's not the same game, right? Could play like between libraries and play whatever you want. So I think that kind of stuff's pretty neat. I mean,
Ooh.
it's cool too now. I think what's interesting too, with Steam has this, I know, where it's like you can, if you have a game, like people can remote in and you could play co-op like without
Mhm.
having to have two people own the game. So like that's already there. That's certainly a thing. But it's cool just to see this family sharing stuff. Like if family got a lot of live, you got a brother or sister, you got a friend somewhere, they got a lot of games. Like hey,
Yeah.
um, I think I will say though, when they say if you do leave a family, you can't join another one for a year. It's pretty
Oh,
common.
that makes
I
sense.
mean, yeah, it
Yeah.
makes sense. It's pretty common among services too. Like I know Spotify's like that. Like if you leave
Yeah.
like one Spotify family plan, like you can't join another one for a year. So it's I mean that's pretty common. I think amongst like most like platforms that offer some sort of family share feature kind of thing. So and it
Yeah.
just makes sense. You can't just like subscription hop and or like family hop and play different games for free and whatnot. So I think that makes sense. But yeah, I think they're doing it right, dude. And I think this is something that's pretty cool. I might look into it myself. see about starting a Steam family. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna add a little bit more context too. So I scrolled onto the comment section of the article over at The Verge.
Okay.
A user named Annoyed Intern, big fan of that, by the way.
Love that.
21 hours ago, so recent. Not fact checking right now. We're React content strictly only. So the comment says, "This is awesome." But they also just found out that Ubisoft and Rockstar have opted out. So they can't share the Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA, or Far Cry series. So apparently publishers can opt out of this. And then they beg the question, how long till all these big ones just opt out?
Boo. Boo.
Correct. Boo this man.
Boo this man. Listen, dude, dang, that's some crazy context. That makes me sad. Not gonna lie. What are they doing to us, Mike? What are they doing to this beautiful thing we have?
I don't even know, bro. I just don't know.
Listen, I mean, I have a lot of the GTAs, and I do want to play the Red Dead someday, so that does bum me out. I can't just like share a library and then play Red Dead. But I guess it's hard to live with the man holding me down. Just
Man's
like
always holding you down. Always. Anytime something's nice, there's a catch. Always a catch, brother. Not really. That's just being negative.
Dude, unfortunate. I think it's a great thing, but yeah, there's a caveat, and there it is.
Yeah, there is a caveat, and it's interesting how this article didn't really mention that. So
yeah, it must be kind of newer development.
Yeah,
or maybe it's in the video that is just so happens to be linked. I don't know. I haven't watched it, so.
Or it's only recent that people are starting to opt out of it. So if they start opting out of it, it's like, okay, well, maybe they're waiting for the full list to opt out, because if you're a developer or you're a publisher that like magnitude being that big with all those IPs, I think a lot of people might want to wait until it's absolutely confirmed that you can't share like Red Dead Redemption to other places,
Yeah, it's true too. I mean, could be a lot of different things, but
yeah, it really could. I'm just brainstorming really.
Yeah.
But hey, why don't you crush out the last article here?
Want some heat, dude? You want some heat, bro?
This is the title. It's basically going to be the title of this week's article or this week's episode, because of how much outrage there was over this.
It's a lot to discuss.
It is,
it's a rather lengthy article too. So get into it. Listen, everyone, Sony has announced $700 PS5 Pro, has a larger GPU, advanced ray tracing, and AI upscaling. PS5 Pro will debut on November 7th. Here's everything we know so far. This is from Tom Warren, by the way, over at The Verge. Still want to get Tom. Dude, honestly, ultimate get for our podcast would be someone like Tom Warren. Just saying. Be the ultimate.
That would absolutely, I just want to talk to the guy.
That would make my career.
Excellent.
Yeah. But all right. Anyways, the PS5 Pro is official. After months of leaks, Sony just announced a more powerful PS5 console during a special technical presentation. Mark Cerny, the lead architect of the PS5 console, says that the PS5 Pro improves on the original console in 3 key ways: larger GPU, advanced ray tracing, and custom AI-driven upscaling. PS5 Pro will launch on November 7th, priced at $699.99. And it looks similar to the slim version of the PS5, just like recent leaks suggested it would. It has 3 stripes down the side, and it doesn't come with a disc drive. You'll be able to purchase a 4K Blu-ray disc drive separately, and an optional console cover as well. $700, Mike. Do you get a disc drive? The answer is no.
That's what?
Spend $700. You don't get a disc drive, dude. This sort of thing of the past, Mike. We've been over this. Physical media is dead. You understand?
I get it's dead, but I guess, yeah. I mean, I like collectibles, dude. I'm a little bit biased, I guess. I'm an old guy. It's all over for me now. He said that's what I'm saying.
Look, it's the most powerful console we've ever built, according to Mark Cerny, all right? I mean, what if if it wasn't, though? Like, that's just a layup sentence, dude. It's a layup statement. Like, it's the best console we ever made. Listen. It better be. That's all I'm going to say. The hardware upgrades inside will result in 45% faster rendering, according to Sony, which should improve detail of certain games and frame rates. One of the key reasons for the PS5 Pro is to allow the PS5 Pro players to not have to choose performance modes over fidelity ones. Players are choosing performance about 3/4 of the time. I mean, yeah, dude, because this is the thing. Graphics aren't everything. Most people don't really care about the crazy graphics, dude. They just don't.
It ultimately, I've been preaching it forever, dude. People only like good games. It doesn't matter if it looks cool. If it looks amazing and it's a big old pile of poo poo, nobody's gonna play it.
If it looks amazing but runs like crap, everyone's
Yeah,
gonna prefer it. Everyone's gonna prefer it to run amazing and look like crap. Like, it's,
yeah,
like,
yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
and if you're watching the video, look, I'll scroll through some of these photos. There's some nice photos of it. It looks pretty similar to what is currently available at the marketplace. But 3 stripes.
It looks industrial. Everything's going industrial right now.
Yeah.
Meh.
It's the 3 stripes, bro. That's what it is. That's the difference in the design.
That's actually not even stripes. It's the fins.
Yeah, fins. It's probably
little accent fins. Little side spoilers.
If you ever seen, for those listening, if you've ever seen a PS5, you've seen a PS5 Pro. It's just 3 little thin fins, and where the arch was in the PS5, so the black line. So Sony has upgraded the GPU inside the PS5 Pro with 67% more compute units than the current PS5 console, and it has a 28% faster memory too. That all adds up to 45% faster rendering of games and the ability to improve frame rates and titles without having to lose visual fidelity. This extra power should also improve ray-traced games, with Sony suggesting that developers will be able to allow, quote, the rays to be cast at double and at times triple the speeds of the current PS5 console.
Okay.
Like casting rays, Mike, just I just
okay.
It's like that when I hear rays. And it's like,
what? Rays, you think lasers? Cast, I think wizardry.
Yeah.
Cast a spell.
No. Listen, sip my water, dude, over this. All right, dude. PS5 Pro also includes Sony's new AI-powered PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. Huh?
They mentioned it a couple of times. It basically just makes everything a little more realistic.
It is the PSSR feature, not to be confused with the USSR, which is a, from the 90s. And not to be confused with back in the USSR by the Beatles.
Yeah, I was like, if you got a soundbite, do the USSR.
Back in the USSR.
National anthem.
Going on.
Yeah.
All right. Listen. PSSR. Oh, dude, what an acronym, though. Am I right? PSSR. PSSR. You're PSSRing me off. I could just go on. All right. This is essentially an upscaling technique similar to NVIDIA's DLSS or AMD's FSR to improve frame rates and image quality on PlayStation games. Okay, that actually makes sense. So when they put it like that, I'm with you,
Yeah.
This custom PSSR upscaling is designed to replace a game's existing temporal anti-aliasing and upsampling implementation. Ooh, that's kind of like big words. Upsampling implementation.
Yeah. Big words.
Temporal and not anti-aliasing, temporal. So Sony briefly demonstrated a few games running on the PS5 Pro, including, this is where it gets good, all right?
Yeah.
Everyone, this is where it gets good, listen. Including The Last of Us Part 2, with more detail while still targeting 60 FPS instead of 30 FPS fidelity on PS5.
Ooh.
Sony's goal of fidelity, like graphics at performance frame rates, will be available for games like Spider-Man 2 and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Mike, I have a question for you. What do all of these games have in common with Sony? All first-party games.
Yeah, they're all first-party games. Yeah,
all first-party games. So, and so for those watching the video, they show kind of the different modes, right? I guess the different consoles and how they look in each game and how they compare.
Essentially, fidelity versus pro, and fidelity and performance versus pro.
Yeah, you get 60 FPS, 4K on the Pro now.
It's pretty sick.
Sony is also including a PS5 Pro Game Boost option, which will apply to more than 8,500 backward-compatible PS4 games for the PS5 Pro. This feature may stabilize or improve the performance of supported PS4 and PS5 games, says Haraki Ishono. Sorry,
Nishino?
I like that. I like that. Shino. That's
Yeah.
what I want. COO of Sony Interactive Entertainment's Platform Business Group to quote, enhanced image quality for PS4 games is also available to improve the resolution on select PS4 games. PS5 Pro will support Wi-Fi 7 connectivity, VRR, and 8K resolutions. And CNET's Scott Stein, who got an early hands-on with the console, says it now comes with a larger 2 terabyte solid-state drive and swaps one of its rear USB-A ports for an extra USB-C port instead. It'll also still include an extra SSD slot for expansion too, he says. So, I want to get to the games too, but that's a little bit further down, right? So games will need to be patched to take advantage of some of the PS5 Pro's features, and Sony says developers are readying free software updates for existing titles that will be labeled as PS5 Pro enhanced games, up to 50 of them by the November 7th launch, according to CNET. First PS5 Pro enhanced games will include Alan Wake 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Demon Souls, Dragon's Dogma 2, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Gran Turismo 7, Hogwarts Legacy, Horizon Forbidden West, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, The Crew Motorfest, First Descendant, and Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. On the initial batch of patches, or initial batch of titles, most should now simply feature 4K resolution at 60 FPS frame rates, but CNET also got to try Gran Turismo 7 into the new 8K mode and a 4K ray tracing mode. Developers can also reportedly add volumetric lighting or even show you more characters in the background of a scene. See, every time I hear volumetric lighting, I immediately go to the meme of 2018, whenever Todd Howard was standing on that stage promoting Fallout 76, talking about
such a fact, dude.
volumetric lighting, this, that, like, and I think it was like that. Maybe even Fallout 4, he talked about it too, because I know like Fallout 4 around that era, it was like newer, so he's like just pushing buzzwords and
yeah, it was such a meme. It was like this is like packed with buzzwords, by the way.
Yeah,
it is kind of silly, but
yeah,
if you're doing 4K at 60 frames. Welcome to the future, console gamers.
Welcome to 8K gaming.
Boys, we have been here. The PC, we've been here for like 7 years. Welcome to the fam.
Oh, man. The PS5 Pro is also compatible with the PlayStation VR2 headset, where Sony told CNET it would eventually support high-resolution games, PlayStation Portal handheld, and existing PS5 controllers. Sony says it's not changing the UI or network services of the PS5 Pro, so this will be identical to the existing console. Pre-orders for the PS5 Pro will begin starting on September 26th, ahead of the launch at retailers on November 7th. This is the thing. For those that watched the kind of presentation, there was a heavy focus, and we even showed it off, talking about the performance of other games. There was a heavy focus from Sony, and what really, I think what some people didn't, like what some people got like frustrated at or like confused or just like upset about was the fact that like there's really no new titles or from existing IP at Sony or like new kind of, games that they're going to push with this. It's really just like, here's a bunch of older titles that have enhancements for this console. And by the way, it's like $300 more. So, or $200 more, how much? It's like, I think that was where there was like some disconnect, I think. It was like, you see all this, you see these games, but like, it's games you've already played with enhancements. And there's like there's just no games that they're really going to be able to sell with this console, It's just a bunch of enhancements, really. No. So, and that's where the consoles, I think, are just like losing their way because it's like there's no, I mean, and we may never get that again, where it's like games. There's going to be games that launch with the consoles and make it worth it, kind of thing. So,
oh yeah, bundled packages.
Yeah, like
it's a wrap.
New console comes out, new Halo, new whatever.
Yeah,
like,
that's a good point. Yeah, that's kind of how like the Halo like production timeline went when it was the only real IP for Xbox.
Yeah, like Halo 3 on the 360, like boom, there you go. It was like a
Halo
launch title.
1 was Xbox One, or the original Xbox.
Yeah,
so
like,
yeah, man,
it's crazy.
There's an interesting take in the comments section here at The Verge that I got to bring up, and it makes me sad to say, but they might be right. So Monkey over here, most like top comment. I don't know how many likes there are, but what it says is next gen. This is a good point, by the way. It says next gen consoles will be offered and marketed like iPhones. An example is like for potential next gen, right? The PS6, which would be like 4K, 30 frames per second guaranteed, would be at $600. Or you can get the PS6 Pro, which is 8K, 30 FPS, or 4K, 60 FPS, and that's going to be $800. Like you said, it's like paying for the upgrade. And then they said PSSE, I don't know what that is, a PS5 that will be able to play next gen games with lots of compromises. That will be at $400.
Oh yeah, like a
So it's
reduced.
like,
It's like the Xbox One S.
yeah, yeah, it is because
Yeah.
it's like it it's kind of true. I think, dude, when you get to that level of $700, and by the way, if you buy this and you don't have a 4K TV, I'm judging you. I
Oh,
gotta, because it's like you gotta have a
it's
4K
just
TV to deal with this,
if you're buying
and
this without a 4K TV, you just don't get it.
burn.
You're
You're
just
burning
like
money.
you're delusional. Like
Yeah, but
you ain't doing your research.
let's say hypothetically, it's like you're gonna buy this, and you're like, I also want to get that 4K TV. What's the play? All right, we'll get the 4K TV. We'll get Sony because Sony's never gonna bundle these. We'll get the Sony PlayStation with like this PS5 and a Sony 4K TV. It's like, dude, by then you probably have spent what minimum? Like, what's the cheapest 4K TV that's actually going to be worthwhile? Like a 32-inch 4K TV.
Oh, I mean that nowadays it's cheaper. I mean, I'm pretty sure I got
It's,
my. That's I think the 60-inch one I got. It's not too bad. It's like I think it was like 500-600. It wasn't that much. It's like 600-700 maybe. I
okay, let
think.
me ask you this: Can it do 60 frames?
Yeah.
Because most of them only do like 30.
Yeah, I think it does
Most
60.
TVs.
It just. I
Okay,
mean, I was
so
more impressed that I was more like I think it doesn't do 120 kind of thing. But no, I think
so
it's 60.
could we realistically say that you're if you buy a new setup, a 4K TV with the PS5 Pro, you're probably going to spend over $1,000.
Easily, easily.
So that's what I'm trying to like say is you can build a 4K gaming computer and have modularity where you can upgrade in the future and add things to it for $1,000. And that includes like an okay monitor. Like a 1080p monitor, 120 FPS, you can get for like a couple $100.
Oh yeah.
You can.
Oh
So if
yeah.
you can do that, you can put up with that for like maybe you need to do increments. That could be your secondary monitor. Go out, get yourself a display port, buy yourself a 4K monitor. Your life will be different in
It will
gaming. Yeah, and
transcend,
then
my
it's
friend.
like there's no more of the 60 FPS that you have to deal with, that you're capped with. Bro, the moment you go above 100 for the first time and you're playing a shooter, like an FPS with a mouse, it's a wrap.
Good luck,
I'll
dude.
never go back. And
Good
you
luck, dude.
you turn into a freaking Super Saiyan, I swear. The first time I played Halo on a PC instead of my console, it was like Goku taking off the weights. It was like, oh my gosh,
Like, oh
it's
my
so
gosh.
smooth. I'm seeing things I've never seen before. So that's if if what I'm trying to say is if the console prices keep increasing over and over again, sure, they're probably worth it right now because it's really difficult to get to 4K in a console. So whatever. Let's say you get up to the price point where you're starting directly competing with a 4K computer. It's like, what are we doing, man? Why don't I just go get a computer? Why don't I build one?
Why
Like you can
don't
get
I, dude?
pre-builts for cheap. You can go to Facebook Marketplace and go find a used one. Go to the person's place, check it out, or meet at like, I don't know, some type of game geek store or something and have it test out there to make sure it's good. Similar to like trying to test out a car. Take it to a trusted mechanic.
Look,
There are other options. I
it's
don't
so
know. How do
true.
you feel about the prices coming up? Do you
Listen,
you
dude,
think
I
it's worth it?
only have one question for you, Mike. Can your
Yeah.
PC, can your $1,000, $1,500 4K PC, does it have PSSR, baby? Does it? I
Do I
didn't think
care?
so.
Do I care though?
No, you have NVIDIA DLSS, which is comparable. So,
Pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, but I mean, this is the thing. I try to get better about never saying never. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, who knows? This could go on sale in a couple years, and I'm like, it just the time is right. I'm like, all right, sure. Like, so I mean, but like as it stands now, $700 PS5 Pro. I said it on Twitter, bro. It's a little bit crazy. I'm sorry, dude.
It is.
I'm not. I ain't no way I'm forking over $700 for this thing, dude. It's just not happening.
No.
Especially when your titles right now, you're lacking on your titles, especially for your first party. Like,
Yeah.
psych, bro. Psych. I ain't no.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to feel like I don't know, maybe I might be outlandish to say this. I think Xbox won the console wars ages ago by giving up on selling consoles, and all they cared about was selling subscriptions. And over the course of the last like 2 years of us really like talking about this on the podcast, PlayStation has tried to do the subscription service. I think they've been hinting at trying to do that a couple of times now. Um, what's it called? The game that like literally launched for $40. It was a massive hit. Spreading Democracy or whatever the game is.
Helldivers,
You'll
is that what you're
fight
talking about,
aliens.
dude?
Helldivers, yeah,
Talked
Helldivers
about that
2.
earlier.
I know, I blanked on the name, my bad, dude. So it's like Helldivers 2 is a massive success and it was a PlayStation title. You can play it on PC though. And I think Sony realized that and they were like, this is a good opportunity to try to be like a subscription-based model. And that's when they try to pressure people into having a membership. And you notice the backlash because they're too
Yeah.
late to the game. Way too
Yep.
late. So I think them raising the price of this PS5 Pro might be the last time they're like, maybe we can try to. This might be the last hurrah to make the money off of the single console because consoles are dying. They really are. Um,
Dying slow death, dude.
dude, you can make a console yourself with like PC parts and form factors like in the tiny cases that will do 1080p 120 frames per second,
It's
and
true.
it'll cost less or the same as Xbox. You got to do a little DIY stuff to make sure it works well. But Steam has like essentially what's it called, a games console, where
Yeah.
you go into like gamepad view and you can control everything with the controller. You never have to touch a mouse and keyboard.
So
These are options, is what I'm saying.
this is the thing. Here's a model that works. If you want to sell consoles, you want to have ecosystems. Like,
Yeah,
what has Nintendo done, man? They're making games for their consoles that are exclusive to their consoles, can't be played on anything else. And so it
yeah,
forces people to buy the console. And what do you know? The Switch is about to pass the PS2 as most consoles sold of all time. It's like it's like if you have games and IP that you keep on the consoles, then there's a reason for people to buy the consoles, and more people are going to be inclined to buy them. Would people be like outraged about it? I mean, if the games are good, probably not as many as people think. But it's like
yeah.
if you want if these Sony and Xbox want consoles to stay relevant, like going on a PC and stuff like that, just ruins your chances of making your console relevant long term. And if that's the goal, then like stuff like this confuses me because it's like, okay, well, you can just have these developers make a PS5 Pro version and just it's a PC release, not a new console. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's strange. If it's so I mean it's just I think it's part of what makes this reveal of this the PS5 Pro so kind of head scratching is because like they're promoting it with these older titles. There's no games to really draw you to this thing. It's just like
Yep.
better performance, and it's like cool. When's the PC version coming out of these games? Because it's like there's no point in buying this. I feel like so that's where
Exactly.
it's starting to get confusing, especially for me because it's just like I just don't get it anymore when you don't really have games and you're not keeping up with your current IP, and there hasn't been new releases of like your first party, and what seems like a while. So I don't know.
It's insane. Just to talk about like the public outrage about the PS5 Pro over here and the announcement of the console. So 2 days ago, it was announced on YouTube. 2.1 million people viewed it. There are only 60,000 upvotes, like thumbs up. I don't have the plugin to see the downvotes, but I scrolled a little bit and I saw that 15 hours ago of the time of recording, the dislikes were already over 230,000. So there is an online outrage over this. And the comments very much reiterate that fact. It's yeah, it's bad.
Like,
It's
dude,
not good.
there's no point to buy this console. Like, there just isn't.
I don't see it either.
So I mean, diehards, yeah, they may buy it. Like, I mean,
Mm.
you're gonna have people that buy it for sure, but for the casual consumer, there's just no reason to buy this.
No, there's not. I mean, it's not targeted towards me. I wouldn't do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like
I
I
mean,
guess it looks cool, but it's not $700.
look, yeah. I mean, the console itself, I'll never say never. Like I said, years from now, when it's on sale or something, and I'm like, all right, sure,
Yeah.
maybe, but definitely not right now. Definitely
Shoot,
not
it might
right
not
now.
be on sale in a couple of years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, it could be on to the next
It
thing by
might be
that
a couple.
point. Is it
Yeah, I
PS6 at
mean,
that point? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's coming out November 7th. So what?
We were 4 years
uh,
post PS5, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So in 2 years we're gonna have a PS6,
maybe
or they're just gonna keep upgrading the PS5.
PS5 Pro
PS5.
Plus Elite
I
digital
mean,
only.
but the next one is PS5 Pro X. Next one.
Yeah. Oh man, it's like the Xbox like SAD edition or whatever. It was like the Xbox One S
Oh
SAD,
yeah.
like all digital. It's so like the
All
acronym was
digital
SAD
everything.
because but it was like something all digital. Just like it was ironic because it was just the SAD Xbox and it just didn't sell.
So bad, dude. So bad.
Um,
But hey, man, that's all we got for
oh
this
man,
week.
I
Did
don't
we miss
know,
anything?
man. That's everything. Listen, don't buy a PS5 Pro unless you're like an enthusiast. I wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it.
Yeah, an enthusiast, or you just have money to burn. Like $700 ain't nothing to you. You
Yeah,
make
if
that
you're
in two
just
hours.
if you light it on fire,
Whatever.
throw it out.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares?
Sure, dude. You could
By the way,
do it at
we'll,
that
we'll
point.
take donations. By the way, just no, just kidding.
Patreon link below.
We don't even have a Patreon.
We don't, dude.
Yeah, who cares? We do this for the news. Keeps us informed about
News
what's
for
going
the
on.
news. And we do
And
this for
mostly
you.
we're just chatting. It's me and the boy catching up.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, dude. I just noticed what time it is, and we have Thursday night football.
Sure, dude.
So
We got
I think it's time for us to. We got to wrap it up because we got a couple more things to take care of in terms of getting this ready and published for everybody. But do you have anything to add, Kyle? Was there anything we didn't really cover? I know we didn't cover Ubisoft, but I mentioned that early on.
Yeah. No, yeah, we didn't cover them. I mean, look, this is always stuff we don't cover. Most of it's pretty small, though, so it just kind of is, whatever. You got a Satisfactory after 5 years
Yeah.
early access. That's finally out, so there you go.
Heck yeah.
5 years early access. Yeah, Crafton was investing in more kind of platforms and stuff. I saw that. We talked about
Yeah, I saw that too.
talked about
I
that
got the
earlier.
push notey on that one.
Yeah, it's yeah, dude, a lot of moves going on. I even included an article about Call of Duty Future Warfare and X1. It was supposed to be like the COD after Modern Warfare 2. That was like a year later, but it got canceled, and then Black Ops came
Yeah.
out. So yeah, I thought it was funny, but it wasn't really worth it to cover. So yeah, I don't know, a lot of stuff going on, but I think we covered the highlights, baby.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Call of Duty. I wish I'd played the beta. I was just too busy and wasn't thinking about it.
It's
Bummer.
Call of Duty, dude. It's Call of
Yeah, it's just
nothing
COD.
surprising.
At the end of the
You
day, it's COD.
the
I just need
dynamic
2v2 blueprint, and it's going to be a good vibe.
there you
That's
go.
all I need.
The dynamic
Yeah.
movement, the dynamic dolphin diving, whatever. It was kind of cool,
the
but
memes.
yeah, the memes are good. But
People
about
are so upset in the competitive community. I love when that stuff happens. It cracks me up.
yeah, it's crazy.
Like when Halo added Clamber, they lost their minds. Lost it.
Trying to
Yeah,
clamber this ledge, man.
it's so silly. Who cares? Yeah, anyways, I guess that's it for this week's episode. And these are the articles that we've covered. If you guys want to check out anything, links are in the description below. They're shortened. It'll take you directly to the source of everything you watched. If you watched, absolutely appreciate you. If it's your first time listening to us, thank you for listening. And I think that's really all I got to say. And we'll see you guys next week. Kyle, do you want to add anything before we do the sign out?
No, dude. Don't buy PS5 Pro unless you're an enthusiast.
Yeah, facts.
That's
Well,
all.
that's the messaging. Also, play some games. So
Play
I'm
some
your
games.
host, Michael Anthony, KyleHeath, and this is the M2 Podcast. We'll see you next week. So see you.
Bye,
Let's go watch some football, brother.